Part 1. The Dream Proposal and Hidden Cracks. They say the honeymoon is supposed to be the most magical time in a newlywed couple's life. I had dreamt of it since I was a little girl. Blue oceans, candlelit dinners, and the man I loved by my side. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared me for the truth I was about to discover. Because my honeymoon didn't end in romance, it ended with a betrayal so deep, it shattered every belief I had in love. This is the story of how I found out that the man I married, my fiancé, my best friend, was already someone else's husband. It all started 3 years ago at a cafe downtown. I was finishing up a late work shift, exhausted, sipping lukewarm coffee when he walked in, tall, confident, with the kind of smile that could light up a whole room. His name was Aidan. He asked if he could share my table because the place was packed. I said yes. One conversation turned into two turned into dates, and before I knew it, Aidan became the center of my universe. He was charming, attentive, and made me feel seen in ways I never had before. My friends adored him. My family thought he was the one. 6 months into our relationship, he took me to the same cafe where we met and proposed with a ring that sparkled like a star. I cried. I said yes. It was everything I had ever dreamed of. As the wedding planning began, there were little things I brushed off. Aidan was always busy. His phone was always on silent or turned upside down. He never let me near his laptop, saying it had work files I wouldn't understand. And once, I saw a woman's name flash on his screen late at night. When I asked, he said it was a work colleague. We fought about it. He said I was being paranoid, that I should trust him. And I wanted to, because love is blind, and I was in love. Our wedding was straight out of a fairy tale. White roses everywhere, a flowing dress I could barely breathe in, tears in our parents' eyes, and Aidan, standing at the altar, looking at me like I was his entire world. When we said our vows, he looked so genuine, so full of emotion. He whispered, "Forever," as he slipped the ring on my finger. I believed him. With every part of me, I believed him. We flew out to Santorini, Greece, my dream destination. The first day was magical. We watched the sunset from our villa, drank wine under the stars, and talked about our future, kids, a house, travel plans. But on the second day, something shifted. Aidan seemed distracted. He kept checking his phone. He got up in the middle of dinner to take a work call. And that night, when I came out of the shower, he was texting someone and quickly locked his phone when I entered the room. I asked, "Is everything okay?" He smiled. "Just work stuff, babe. I'll be done in a minute." But I felt it. That heavy silence. That cold, invisible wall between us. On the third day, he left early in the morning saying he was going to surprise me with something special. While he was gone, I got curious. His laptop was open. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. There was a folder on the desktop called Accounts. Inside, an open document caught my eye. It was a hotel booking, but not under his name. It was booked under the name Aidan Wells for a resort in Mexico, just 2 weeks prior to our wedding. That was strange. He never told me about any trip to Mexico. Even stranger, the booking was for 2 adults. When he came back, I pretended nothing had happened, but my mind was spiraling. Why the secrecy? Who was with him in Mexico? Why didn't he mention it? That night, while he was in the shower, I checked his wallet. Buried behind some receipts, I found a folded photograph. It was Aidan, smiling, holding a woman close. And not just any woman, she was wearing a wedding dress. My hands shook. The date on the back read June 12th, 2021, almost a year before our wedding. I locked myself in the bathroom. I felt like I couldn't breathe. My heart was pounding so loud I thought I'd faint. Was this real? Had he already been married before? Why didn't he tell me? Was he divorced? 1,000 questions raced through my mind, but one echoed louder than the rest. Was he still married? Now, I stared at myself in the mirror. This wasn't the honeymoon I had dreamed of. This was the beginning of a nightmare, to be continued in part 2.